Hey guys, what's up? So happy to see you. We are getting right into the content today. We are going to talk about some misconceptions that a lot of people may have when you think about starting an Airbnb here in Jamaica. Of course, it's a popular tourist destination. It can be very lucrative, but there are some things that may mislead hosts when they're thinking about getting into this business. So let's get into the content. Just because you run an Airbnb here does not mean that you are going to be successful. You have to do planning, marketing, maintenance, and being attentive to your guests. People are building Airbnbs, renovating Airbnbs, buying new construction every single day. And these people are going to be your competition. So you have to make sure that you are always doing something to stand out. Jamaica is a hot spot for tourists, but not all of your Airbnb guests will be from abroad. Many Jamaicans use Airbnb for staycations or business trips, especially in popular cities like Ocho Rios, Montego Bay, and of course, Kingston. So definitely don't sleep on the fact that locals will be a supportive system for your business if you do an Airbnb here in Jamaica. So, understanding this demand that I'm telling you about will help you be able to broaden your target to get guests. Airbnb provides a platform for your bookings and your listings and a resource for guests to call to ask simple questions. But you have to understand they do not manage the day to day business for you. This can include cleaning, maintenance, communication, a guest gets locked out or, just little things like that. The day to day workings of this business, you have to be available to handle these issues. So, as a host, especially if you live abroad, you have to have resources in place to help you handle the day to day business. And, I just mentioned those before, like, your housekeeping staff, or if something breaks, who's going to go out there? Depending on where your Airbnb is, it may not be readily accessible to people to get to help out your guests. So, you have to have everything in place. And these are not things that Airbnb is going to take care of for you. So, although they are a good booking platform, I love Airbnb. I've talked to you about how they've helped me with everything, and I love the platform. But you, as a host, have to be ready to handle the day to day duties of this business. If you decide to do Airbnb, please don't just think that you have to be in a luxury property. If you've come here before, there is a wide range of villas, luxury properties, smaller condos, cottages. I've even seen somebody with an Airbnb that's actually just in a tree. So don't think that you just have to have all this money to have this big luxurious place and those are the only people that make money. There is a market for everyone here. You just have to find out and do research on what that is. Yes, this is Jamaica, and I know a lot of people would just think if my condo is not located near the beach or if I don't have, beach views, I can't do Airbnb. And that is not true. There are going to be some people that are looking for remote places, or they want to be more inland, or they want to be near the attractions. And yes, they can go to the beach, or maybe they have to take like a 10-minute car ride to the beach, but that's not really what is pushing them to stay at your place. So don't think that you can't be successful just because your place is not walking distance to the beach. Yes, it is Jamaica, but it doesn't mean that you can't be successful if you're not by the beach. Never have the thought that just because you're not this big business person, you work a 9 to 5, you don't have all this extra money, that you can't do Airbnb here. Most of the people that do Airbnb that I see are just people just like me that just wanted to have a piece of Jamaica, and they're just finding their way to own property and to do business here. So don't be discouraged by that. So no, you don't have to be this rich mogul to start an Airbnb business here in Jamaica. You just have to be someone that has a dream, is motivated, is focused, and ready to work hard to build whatever it is that you want, a side hustle or an empire. Although you can charge a certain amount for your home, you have to adjust to the times and your competition. For instance, right now, I am going to let you know, and I have to do a whole separate video about this. This is an extremely slow time in Jamaica. It has been like that, I want to really say, since after Hurricane Burrow. And it is just the countrywide as far as its business. And it's not just Jamaica. This is going on even in my own city. I know people that work in the hotel industry in my city. This is going on other islands. It is just a slow time for people, although it is ramping up because it is coming toward the holiday. You cannot always think that what you're charging right now will be the rate that you can charge next month. You have to know how to adapt. And that's the thing that I was telling you. Don't get in over your head because you may have to adapt. And you also have to know that there may be times, like I know people, they haven't had bookings in, a week, 2 weeks, a month. And you have to really be prepared for that. Although this is a very lucrative business, there are times that things can get slow for even the best of us. What am I going to charge for a cleaning fee? And that can be a iffy subject because you will have some people that will have higher cleaning fees, and that would deter people from booking with you just because they see this cleaning fee like, oh my God, this is so much money. Sometimes what you charge for a cleaning fee may not cover everything that you have to do to get that house and turn it back over for the next guest. Like cleaning can sometimes be very expensive depending on, like what kind of blankets you're washing, if you have like linen that's like overly soiled, or you have extra cleaning that you have to do in a home, or you have damage, or you need to do some touch up painting, or something's not working. So don't always think that what you charge will cover that. But at the same time, you have to understand that sometimes you can have a really high cleaning fee and then people won't want to book with you because of that. So you have to find that comfortable medium, that it doesn't seem like it's a lot, but it's enough to cover what you have to do. Because I know a lot of guests do get mad. You hear the stories that guests get irritated about cleaning fees, but it takes a lot sometimes to do everything that you need to do. Stuff is not cheap to clean these places, to turn them over for guests. There are going to be times that you will host someone that they won't give you a perfect review. There will be something about your home that they didn't like, or the location that they didn't like, or the service they didn't like, the way you talk to them that they didn't like. And I can go on and on and on. And I am going to do an in-depth video about these things specifically. So you may have a guest and you're just like, what? What is she talking about? This is not true. Airbnb lets the person write a review based upon what they felt their experience was, and they will not take it down unless you can prove that it was done maliciously. Obviously, you can always go back to the guests to ask them, like, if you don't understand why they wrote that, like, what is it that made you say that? Because we are always trying to improve. That's just a way to communicate with them. And maybe the guest will give you an explanation of why, and maybe it's something that you didn't even think about or you didn't even know. Because sometimes this is so crazy, I don't know why this happens, but sometimes guests will experience something in your house, they won't tell you, and then they'll get up and give you subpar scores based upon something that they could have told you and you could have rectified. Things like that happen. So you want to really keep the lines of communication open with your guests, and you want to ensure that that house is ready for the guest. It is in working standards. So when that person walked in, everything was up to par. Depending on who you're catering to, you can have guests that love that authentic Jamaican look. So, again, don't think that you have to have a house that has everything high tech and unique. But although people do like convenience, I am not going to say that. You do have people that really, really love that original, authentic Jamaican feel, that style, when they come and visit you. And sometimes people can incorporate a little of both into their homes. I've seen that as well. I mean, I see people that have, modern things that would maybe just look like a person's home that they just left. You have the people that just have everything just authentic and locally bought, and you have the people that do the mixture. So find out what it is that you want to do. Again, I always tell you guys, do your research, see what other people are doing, look at their reviews and look at their bookings, and try to formulate something that works for you. Guests do care about their safety, and a lot of times they will ask you questions like, is it a gated community? Is there a security guard on duty? Is there security outside? How well are tourists protected? Because in media, a lot of times people, they always advertise the bad and not always the good. So people see things and they're just like, oh, I don't want to go there, I don't want to stay there, or it makes tourists scared. So if you have a place, you're in a gated community, make sure that you emphasize that to the guests. If you have a security gate that people have to check in, emphasize that. If you have bars or gates or security cameras on premises, 24-hour security, protected parking, guards on the street, you want to emphasize that to your guests, because the more secure they feel, the better they feel about your booking, especially if it's in a remote location. You just want to put their mind at ease and not deter them from wanting to book with you. Although Airbnb is an easy way to make extra income every month, I just want you to know it is not completely passive. It is not a completely passive business. Listen to me on this. Gone are the days that I could just have my phone and have it somewhere and I don't hear it, or I could turn off the ringer, or I can just completely forget what's going on with my business. You can't do that anymore. Remember, you're an entrepreneur now. And if you don't have anyone running your business, especially when you have a guest in house, you have to be available to be attentive to anything that's going on, unless you have the calls deferred to maybe your management, or your manager or the housekeeper or something like that. You are always going to have to be there to answer questions and be attentive to your guests. Now, you also can get booking requests at any time. For some odd reason, I don't know what it is with me. Let me know if this happens to you. All my booking requests always come in at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's so weird with that, or people just having inquiries. Now, you do have a little time to answer that, but if you have someone in your house, you have to be available to answer their calls. That's why I told you guys in previous videos, do something or have something in place that helps the guests answer their own questions and troubleshoot things without having to call you or the housekeeper. Guests are not always going to follow your house rules. You will have the people that just will come, they will destroy, they won't be as clean, or they just will tell you one thing and do something else. I think everyone will experience it. You guys have even seen me experience it here, and I did a video about that. You can have a clear, cut and dry conversation with someone, and it will be the total opposite when they get to your home. So don't expect that everyone will come and see how you have everything nicely set up, everything's clean, smelling good, working well. You will have the guests that will try you. As I stated before, you do have to put effort in this business. You are not going to just sit back, do nothing, never check on your property, never update your property, never be attentive to your guests and be successful in this business. You have to put the effort in to be successful. You have to, advertise or do social media, or really stay on top of Airbnb, updating those pictures, doing whatever it may be, but you have to put effort in this business to continue to be successful. And once you start to build that rapport with your guests and your reputation starts to go up and people know what they get when they stay with you and they absolutely love it, you will continuously have return guests. Those guests will tell other people, and before you know it, you will have your steady stream of guests, but you have to put in the effort. Okay, so I am wrapping this up right now, and I know you're probably thinking like, "Oh, I didn't know these things," or "This is too much for me. I can't do an Airbnb." Yes, you can. If you decided that you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to make this business work, you can. I have to keep telling myself that every single day. I can do this. I am this. I am going to be the best at this. Now, this business is not for the faint at heart. You can't think that, oh, you're just going to get this property, put it up on Airbnb, and that's it. No, this property has to be run efficiently to make you money. So if you are that person, if you're ready for the challenge, if you're ready to be successful and build your empire, then you can do this. And I'm saying this, and I'm also listening to me say it too as I look at myself in the camera, because we always need that encouragement. I'm not going to say it's easy, because it's not easy. You have to be diligently working to make your business a success. And that's with anything that you do. You got to put the effort in. So guys, if you like this video, I really, really would appreciate if you would give us a thumbs up, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And always, if you feel that you know someone that needs this information or this encouragement, share it with them. I know I haven't been around for a while. I just took a little break. I have a lot of stuff going on. I have a lot of things to catch you guys up on. You know, my ups and downs. It's been a lot for me and for Donald, but I do want to update you guys on what's going on. And I have a lot more ideas for things that I'm going to bring to you guys that I know you're going to love the content. So stick with me, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great week. Bye.